Good morning. This is actually take 3 already today, on day 4 of my attempt to create one of these video logs. And I'm feeling inspired today to actually take a walk and get it done. Not only because I'm actually walking during the daylight for once, but I've in no way been bullied at all into doing it by the wonderful Lisa Stahl. Hey. As you probably guessed, I'm actually not alone. I'm with Zombie, my puppy, and he doesn't always behave when he's out for a walk, so this could be more of a walk, stumble, sort of general shambles of an event, but we shall see. You can probably tell I'm walking through the woods near my house, which is a wonderful place to bring the dogs. Not quite so wonderful to try and make your first video log, because I'm going to be tripping and stumbling all over everything, and I don't actually know my way around here, so we'll probably get hopelessly lost. Come on. I've seen a few of these logs now, 2 from, as I say, my friend, the wonderfully talented Lisa Stahl, and a couple from her boyfriend Buddy Gott, and an amazing one from a fellow writer, Andy Wood. If you haven't checked his video out, you really should. And the main thing that's been on my mind with these is, what am I going to talk about? Because deep down, I'm a frightfully boring person, or so I believe. But I guess those are issues we'll cover in later talks, because I figured the best way to start is with a bit of an introduction. So here I am. Most of you already know my name is Alex, and I write horror novels, as you could probably guess, with me having a dog called Zombie. But who am I really? I mean, yes, I write, but I have a day job, which I love and loathe in equal measures, depending on what time of day it is. And, have 4 kids and a lifestyle that is somewhat hectic at times, which again, a lot of people who know me already know. Oh, what way should we go? This way. So, yes, 4 children, and they certainly keep me busy. So a full-time job takes up a lot of my time. So how do I find time to write? The basic answer is, I don't sleep, or I sleep very little. The standard day for me starts at about 20 past 4 in the morning. I get up, start writing within 5 or 10 minutes, and then I write until the kids wake up, which is normally around about 6 o'clock in the morning. I then get ready, head off to work, where I do my 8-9 hour stint, come home, write a little bit in the evenings. More often than not, I have a business call later on in the evening with some of my customers over in the States, and tend to write a bit, do some promotional things, and go to bed around about 11-12 o'clock. Then the next day, get up at 4 and do it all over again. And we've kind of reached the end of this little stretch, because if I carry on much further, I head into the open dunes, but that's a sight for another day. So let's turn around, come on, and pick a different route. So yeah, my day job keeps me busy. I don't sleep much and have a mild coffee drinking problem, which is something I know Lisa can relate to, because she talked quite extensively about her coffee habits in her most recent video log. I have her beat in the fact that I started drinking coffee when I was 2, out of a bottle. So I've got her beat by 3 years on that score. But whether that's something I should actually be proud of, yes or no, is a different story. Let's try this way. So the question is, what are the point of these video logs? It's the other thing I'm trying to wrap my head around, because you're not going to use it to sell anything other than yourself. So what are we really going to be discussing? And I figured Or, what is the goal of them? And it's the way I say it, the goal is to show who we really are. Because everybody has multiple sort of personas that they sort of play in their lives. We've got we have the person we are at work, the person we are with our family, with our friends, and they're all part of the same whole, and more often than not, they're easily recognisable as being the same person. But, excuse me, cutting through some trees, just forcing my own path here. But no, so we have all these different personas, and social media is no different. We can control who we are to different people, what they see, and by watching one of these things, listening to people talk, we get a better idea of who we are, because it's harder to hide your natural self when you're talking to yourself, or so I like to think. So I'm hoping that with these, people get a chance to see who I really am and can understand a little bit about where I come from, and in turn I can watch the logs from other writers or other people and learn about them. And it's, to be honest, a pretty exciting sort of experiment, really. I have to agree with something Andy Wood said on his blog, as I've mentioned. Just realised I'm plugging a lot of people over and over again, which I'm sure they'll be happy with, but doesn't really make for a good program or for a good chat. But he said that it's an oddly liberating experience filming one of these. Freeing, I believe, was the word he used. I have to agree. It takes a little bit of getting used to. I'll give it that. Walking around with a camera up to my face, talking which, what in this country where I live is a foreign language. It's, it's a strange experience, and people are going to throw me some odd looks, but I guess at least now they have a reason to throw them towards me. Come on. So yeah, I'm hoping to use this as a tool to let everybody see who I really am, and I promise I'll do my best to get a little bit better with these things. I have some plans in my head of what I want to talk about, but what I plan and what I end up doing are very rarely the same thing. And one thing I should probably say at this point, before I get started or diverted onto any random topics, I tend to swear for punctuation. So if you hear me going off on one rant or effing and blinding about certain things, pay me no mind. I enjoy the odd cuss word. Oop, tripping over some roots there. But no, I'm pleased that I've had the chance to make one of these at the start of May. And my goal had been to get it live on May the 1st, start of a new month, and all that, and start as you mean to go on. But May is actually going to be a very big month for me, and I'm really excited about it. So it's nice to have some people to share it with. I'm actually, one of the biggest things that I'm happy about is I actually have a week off work starting today. And once again, the people who know me realise it doesn't happen very often. And while I will undoubtedly do some work, have a couple of calls I need to take and some emails to work through, I do plan on spending my time doing nothing but relaxing with the kids, a bit of writing, and as much reading as I can find time for. So that's going to be great. But what's happening after that is also exciting. I'm heading away for a business trip, which I've had a couple of so far, but I'm heading away on my own this time to train a new customer. And I'm heading to New York City, which I'm very excited about. I've been to New York State once before, but I got kicked out by customs just after I'd gone across the border. But that's a story for another time. So yes, 2 weeks in New York. I'm busy looking for flights and hotels now, trying to stick within the budget I've been set by my customer. And there's a few very nice options. And that's going to be a real good time. So hey, if anybody's in or around New York, the weeks of the 12th and the 19th of May, feel free to give me a shout. Maybe we can hook up and have a coffee somewhere. And then once I'm back from New York, it's my birthday at the end of the month. Also a big thing, because I'm turning the supposedly dreaded 30. And I'm not one of these people who obsess about age. I really don't give a crap about how old I am or how old anybody is. You know, as long as people are happy doing what they're doing, it's fine. But the thing I have found about 30 isn't the fact that I'm sitting here thinking, oh, fuck me, I'm getting old, but rather that means I'm an adult. And it's just this sort of thing, I guess, I have with that age. You know, I'm married, been married for 5 years this year, lived in a foreign country for coming on 8, and I have 4 kids, the eldest of which is 7, the youngest is 18 months. Yet turning 30 seems to be this one thing in my head that makes me think, Christ, man, you're going to be an adult now. Not that I expect anything to change, because, well, I doubt I'll ever truly grow up, but it's still a milestone that I should try and find some way to celebrate. As it happens, shameless plug here, I have a new book coming out on my birthday, the paperback version and the compendium ebook version of my short story collections, The Musings of a Hideous Mind. So, you know, what better birthday present than to have everybody buy a copy? That was terrible. That was really bad of me, so I probably shouldn't make those sorts of suggestions anymore. It's just cheap and crass. But at least you guys are lucky. I've been making a joke all week in the office about not wanting to get in trouble with law enforcement while being an Englishman in New York, so at least I spared you that. And I've just realised I'm kind of going around in circles now, because I got a little bit lost, and I have no idea how long I've been rambling on, because I've got my phone turned around. So I have no idea if you've been talking to me, my wonderful beard, my Ghostbusters t-shirt, or, you know, just some random trees that are floating by. So give me 1 second while I turn this around to see what I've done. At least you get the panoramic view of where we are. 11 minutes already, 12 minutes in fact. That's not too bad for a first attempt. So, as I'm reaching the end of my sort of sojourn through these woods, I figure I may as well stop it now before I say something that either gets me in trouble or causes you to turn this off because you're purely bored with the sound of my voice. And I know I have a face for radio and a voice for silent movies, but I'll do my best to make these things as interesting as possible in the coming weeks. Who knows, maybe I can try and make one of these wandering around Central Park or something. There's bound to be a few nighttime shots as well, because, say, with my busy life, the most time I get to take the dog for a walk is about 11 o'clock at night. Luckily I have a little light on this thing, so I'm sure we'll be able to record some more of my adventures. But alas, I'm going to call it an end. Thank you for watching. I apologise profusely for making you sit through this. And to all of those of you who have sat through it until now, you are better people than I am. Well done.